your New England Subaru dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, Nissan, and by Southwest Airlines. A beautiful night tonight in Boston as the Red Sox return home to begin a 3-game series against the L.A. Angels of Anaheim. The Red Sox tonight will feature Aaron Cook on the mound as he goes in Game 1 of the homestand. He's 3-6 with a 4.58 earned run average. His 11th start of the year. On the other side for the Angels, Irvin Santana has not had such a great year. He comes in at 6-10 with a 5.59 earned run average. His 24th start of the year. The Red Sox meeting the Angels for the first time this year when we come back to Fenway Park for the first pitch right after this. Lineup is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Leading it off and in center field is Mike Trout, the sensation. Torrey Hunter in right field batting second. Albert Pujols is at first base. He bats third with Kendrys Morales, the DH tonight in the fourth spot. Mark Trumbo is in left field with Howie Kendrick at second base batting sixth. Alberto Callaspo at third base bats seventh with Eric Ibar at shortstop batting eighth. And Chris Iannetta, Rhode Island's own, does the catching. He bats ninth. On the mound tonight for the Red Sox is Aaron Cook, his 11th start of the year. He's 3-6 coming in with a 4.58 earned run average. .265 opponent batting average against Cook. And last time out, a loss against Baltimore on Wednesday, 5 1/3, giving up 5 runs. 2 of the runs were earned. He walked 3, struck out 1. Mike Trout in on the right side. Cook ready to work, and the first pitch of the ball game is in there to strike one, and we are underway. Well, great conditions tonight here at Fenway Park. The lights are on as playing game number 123, and our first look at the Angels, remarkably, of the year. And our first look in person, anyway, at Mike Trout. We saw the numbers. .343 coming into tonight's action for the rookie, who has 24 home runs and 70 runs batted in.
And 39 stolen bases to go on top of that.
He is running away with Rookie of the Year, and the question is, could he also be considered for the MVP? He's had a terrific season. His rankings coming into tonight's action was first in average, first in runs, first in stolen bases. These are not rookie ranks. These are ranks across the board. 1-2. And he chases that pitch down and away and strikes out. Nice start for Aaron Cook.
Cook going to the slider right here to pick up the strikeout against Trout. Gets ahead of him with the sinkers, puts him away with the slider.
One down in the first inning for Torrey Hunter, hitting just under 300 at .299. 12 home runs, 57 runs batted in, a chopper to short. Belis on the high hop takes care of out number 2.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 5th in the American League with 67 errors on the season. Pedro Siriaco at third base. Mike Aviles at shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. Adrian Gonzalez at first. Left to right, Scott Basednik, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Cody Ross. And Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching for Cook.
2 down here in the first inning. Albert Pujols. Our first look at him in an Angels uniform as he comes in as in his first year with the Angels and had a very slow start to his career in an Angels uniform. As part of our key matchup tonight, brought to you by New England Honda dealers. The 1-0 is going to miss. It's 2-0. People were wondering when we would see the first home run. He had quite a drought to begin the year, but he has turned things around, and certainly the Albert Pujols numbers are back again. He's got 28 home runs, 85 runs batted in. And a pop-up foul ground that'll get back and out of play.
I was watching him, Don, during batting practice today, and he put on quite a show here at Fenway Park. One after another over that left field, right out of the stadium in left field.
This is the first series that he's appeared against Boston since 2005. And he's a member of the Cardinals, of course. His only trip to Fenway came in June of 2003. And this one fouled off to the right and out of play. Part of the key matchup, Albert Pujols against Aaron Cook, 6 for 17 at .353. Well, that's the last regular season time he had been to Fenway. Of course, here for the World Series in 2004. As that'll miss, and it's a full count. He's got 4 home runs in his last 6 games, 28 on the year. .3-2 is on the ground and foul. Kendrys Morales waiting on deck. It's not a long time for the Angels, finally back in their lineup. Payoff pitch again, and it's a fly ball hit high and deep to left. But Sednick going back in front of the scoreboard, and this will scrape the wall on the way down. Ellsbury plays the carom, but Pujols into second base with a 2-out double.
Now, as you mentioned, he's had a lot of success against Cook in his career. .353 coming in. That wall balls double, as he first thought maybe here at Fenway it has a chance to get out. But it scrapes the wall on the way down, and Pujols with 2 outs at second base in scoring position.
So 2 down, Pujols at second, and here's Kendrys Morales. Morales at .281, 15 homers, 53 runs batted in. Original injury for Morales occurred in a walk-off victory in which he was injured in the celebration. There's the pitch in there for strike 1 to Morales. Missed the entire 2011 season. Morales takes a strike over the outside corner. It's 0-2. We're available as telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. The SAP function is brought to you by Coors Light and Super Liquors in Fitchburg. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
2 outs in the first. Albert Pujols at second base. And an 0-2 coming to Morales. That is going to miss. 1-2. This is the final 4 months of 2010 and all of last year with that ankle injury. This year has 15 homers and 53 runs batted in for Mike Scioscia. Pitch inside, and it's 2-2. Well, today is day 1 of 2 days of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, and we hope that you will donate a gift here tonight, and the number is 877-738-1234. It is right above the score, and there is the Arbella Insurance Foundation tote board. 710,612 so far today. We'll be hearing from and visiting with many of the patients tonight as this is back off the mound. Cook's got it. Little backhanded toss. It'll end the inning. So Pujols is left in scoring position. The Red Sox are coming up. Out the Red Sox starting lineup is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Pedro Ciriaco leads it off at third base with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Jacoby Ellsbury is in center field, batting third tonight for the Red Sox with Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Cody Ross is in right. Jared Saltalamacchia does the catching. Daniel Nava activated. He's a DH batting seventh with Mike Aviles at shortstop batting eighth. And Scott Podsednik in left field bats ninth. Nervin Santana ready with his first pitch, and Ciriaco takes it outside, ball one. Nervin Santana having a tough season, 24 start, he's 6-10 with a 5.59 earned run average. Opponent's hitting at .252 against Santana. Last time out for Santana was against the Cleveland Indians. He beat them 7 good innings, giving up 1 run. He walked a batter and struck out 4.
That's more like the Santana we know.
You know, he's capable of twirling a beauty at any time. And ready with a 1-1 pitch. It is in there, strike 2.
In his career against the Red Sox, he is 2-3 as we look at Ciriaco's numbers.
Pedro leading it off for the Red Sox tonight. Bit of a switch. Ellsbury dropping to third in the lineup. This is to short. Ibar, the good play to get Ciriaco.
The Angels defense is 7th in the American League. Alberto Carrasco will be at third base. Eric Ibar, the shortstop. Howie Kendrick at second, and Albert Pujols at first base. Left to right, Mark Trumbo, Mike Trout at Torrey Hunter, and Chris Iannetta doing the catching for Santana.
One down here in the bottom of the first inning. Dustin Pedroia stands in. Jerry, your thoughts on Ellsbury batting third in the Red Sox lineup tonight? Bit of a change.
A little bit of a change for the Red Sox, and Bobby Valentine explaining it that maybe he'll be more aggressive out of the third spot.
Callaspo's throw across is in time. 2 down. A big night here tonight at Fenway Park, and we will have several guests throughout the night, including Jimmy Fund patients who will be along with us. Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. Yankees White Sox are playing tonight in Chicago. Get you an update on that series. That started last night. Two down here in the first inning as Jacoby Ellsbury bats. First time he has ever started in the 3 spot in the majors, and tonight is a night. Ellsbury hitting at .250 coming in with a home run, 11 runs batted in. He was 1 for 12 in the series against the Yankees over the weekend.
Now, Valentine was talking about Ellsbury today, saying he's a little bit behind the fastball, a little in front of the curveball. Timing not quite there.
Chop to first, and on the backhand, Pujols has got it. He'll flip to Santana, who has a 1-2-3 inning, all ground ball outs. Scoreless after 1 from Fenway. Top half of the second inning back at Fenway Park. No score as Aaron Cook back on the hill here to face Mark Trumbo to begin the inning. As I mentioned, throughout the night, we'll be visiting with many of the patients. And Linda Ubertini is with us from Walpole, Massachusetts. Great to meet you, Linda. Welcome up to the booth.
Thank you very much.
It's great to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet
Hi,
you,
Joe.
Linda.
How are you?
Good.
Recently diagnosed with breast cancer, and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling right now and how things are going.
I feel great. Like, it's kind of silly how great I feel. Things are going really, really well. They're progressing very nicely. It's been a little bit of a ride, but it's all good. It's all been good.
It had to be pretty shocking at first in the beginning. It's scary.
A little scary, but honestly, we just had a death of my dad back in February, and quite frankly, I looked at it as if it could have been my mom or my sister, and it's me. And that's okay. That's okay.
Well, tonight is a very special night, and the first time you've been involved with this, obviously, here in this situation. What would you tell the fans at home tonight who are thinking about donating to the Jimmy Fund?
Oh, absolutely do it. I am usually not lost for words, and I'm completely just speechless. The dedication that all of these people, all of the volunteers and the doctors and the nurses and the whole Jimmy Fund organization, it's just overwhelming. I've been watching the telethon all day since 7 o'clock this morning, and it's just been an incredible experience, and I'm really honored to be asked to be here, truly.
Well, you're normally a very active person.
I am.
All this exercise. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I've been a fitness instructor for over 25 years, and the one thing I tried to do during this whole process was remember who I am. The cancer, I think, infiltrates your life to the point where you kind of lose your identity almost. And fitness is my identity. for a lot of what I do, and I decided I was going to push through, and I continued to teach, and it has been a really safe place for me to go when I hit that day when I'm maybe not feeling so great.
What part of treatment are you in now?
I am 3 treatments away from being done with chemotherapy, and then I'll start radiation probably in October. So it's been 20 weeks of chemo in total, and I only have 3 left. So, you know, it's been very manageable. I really have gained so much perspective over the last 5 months. Cancer is cancer, and I don't mean to make light of my diagnosis, but I'm sitting up, my husband and I are sitting up in the stands with these tiny little children who have also been diagnosed, and people who have a far worse diagnosis than I do, and perspective is a big teacher for me. So I'm really blessed.
What advice would you give to other people who are battling cancer as we speak?
To remember that, first of all, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle, and to find that additional gear somewhere deep down. There are so many resources now between Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund, and I don't think there's anyone who doesn't know anyone that hasn't been touched by the illness, and to just not be afraid to reach out, just to reach out.
0-2 pitch will miss, and it's 1-2. Tell us about your experience at the Dana-Farber so far, and what's that's been like from that standpoint.
We are in the right place, I can tell you that for sure. The dedication, one of my infusion nurses is actually a student of mine in my classes, and so I knew immediately that I was going to the right place. The technology, it is a big family. I have the same nurses all the time. The people that draw my blood are the same people every week that I go in. It's just been phenomenal.
Melinda, we thank you so much for coming up.
I really appreciate this. This is quite an experience.
Inspiration for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
thank you.
Sharing your story.
Give.
All right. Thank you very much. And we will indeed show the tote board right now as tonight's telethon continues tonight and tomorrow. Right now it's $710,612.
Awesome.
So it's getting there.
Yeah, it's got to be a good night to go over $1 million.
Exactly right. And we thank Linda very much for joining us from Walpole, Mass. and sharing her story with us.
Thank you.
A big double play for Aaron Cook, turned here in the second inning. And a pitch that is outside. Alberto Callaspo at 244 with 8 homers and 36 runs driven in. Callaspo, the final out in the no-hitter for John Lester, who was a member of the Kansas City Royals at the time. As Callaspo struck out to end that no-hitter for Lester. Now a member of the Angels. 2 outs here in the second inning. It's in there for a strike, and it evens at 2-2. Vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at Nesson.com/Amica and enter to win a $100 gift card from Nesson to the Yawkey Way team store. It's fouled off up into the luxury boxes, and a nice catch. And the fans sitting in the luxury boxes. That'll skip in for ball 4, and down to first base goes Callaspo. First walk delivered by Aaron Cook. Well, don't just beat the heat, annihilate it. Hurry into the Cumberland Farms Chill Zone and mix up your favorite fountain or frozen beverages for just 89 cents any size. The Chill Zone, only at Cumberland Farms. 2 outs in the second inning. Alberto Callaspo, first base, and Eric Ibar coming up. 276, 7 homers, 35 runs batted in for the Angels shortstop.
Talk about this Angel Ball Club. They got a very, very good offense. First of all, we'll look at the double play turned over by the Red Sox. Nice underhand scoop to Pedroia. It's out of the way of Trumbo coming in, and the Red Sox turn over the deuce here in the top of the second.
A very disappointing homestand. The Angels just finished up. They were 3-7 on the stand as this one is chopped foul outside of first. Kind of losing games at the wrong time.
Yeah, their pitching has been a problem, and a big problem since the All-Star break. Offensively, very good. They do a lot of things well. They score a lot of runs. They have hit home runs. They've steal bases, but you see when they were swept in a 4-game series against Tampa Bay. And look at the runs allowed, 37 runs in that 4-game series.
They have lost 4 straight games coming into tonight's action in the beginning of this trip. This one carved foul. Play pretty well at home. They are 33-29 at home, under 500 on the road at 29-31. But trying to turn that around, it's been a disaster for Zach Greinke so far. The Angels were hoping for big things from him, and the Angels right now find themselves 9.5 games back of the Texas Rangers in the AL West. The wild card mix, they're 6 games back of the Rays as Ibar strikes out to end the top of the second inning. Inning and a half done from the Fens, no score. Park at the end of August. It's packed with great matchups. These LA Angels and the Kansas City Royals are both here this week before the Sox 9-game West Coast trip that begins next week. Get your tickets now for all these great matchups at redsox.com/tickets. It's on to the bottom of the second inning. Back to Fenway Park. Adrian Gonzalez leads it off and takes pitch outside for ball 1. Adrian up over 300 at 307. 15 homers, 85 runs batted in. To left, Mark Trumbo is out there, and he backpedals to make the grab. Shy of the track for the first out of the second inning. So Adrian going the other way with authority per usual, but this time it's caught.
A nice touch tonight by the Red Sox. All Red Sox uniform personnel wearing number 6 in honor of Johnny Pesky.
One out here in the second inning. Cody Ross standing in at 272. 18 homers and 60 runs batted in. Actor and comedian Tim Meadows is in the house tonight at Fenway Park. In town filming Grown Ups 2. Sitting right by the dugout. Not a bad seat.
Yeah, the movie must be a good one. That's good seats, good movie.
Soft liner that's into right. It's a base hit. Cody Ross puts it up over the outstretched glove of Pujols and aggressively getting to second base with a double. He was thinking double all the way.
Yes, he was. When he made contact and he saw that soft line drive go up over the head of Pujols, he was thinking about 2 bases immediately. And by the time Torrey Hunter's able to track it down, that ball well off the plate, right toward the end of the bat of Cody Ross. He's thinking about double right now, and he has no problem getting it.
One out Ross at second base. And Jared Saltalamacchia back in there doing the catching tonight. Sharing time with Ryan Lavarnway now. He hits at 227, 20 homers, 47 runs batted in, and a pickoff play at second, but Ross back to the bag. Ibar coming in from short. Saltalamacchia 1 for 7 in the series against New York. Career high 20 home runs for Saltalamacchia. Second in the majors among catchers. Very high, and it brings Ionetta out of his crouch. We'll talk it over with Irvin Santana.
Now Santana will feature that fastball in the low 90s, as you've seen, that slider, also the changeup.
Mike Butcher, the pitching coach of the Angels, looking on. Next half inning, Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. will join us in the booth. They're part of the Johnny Pesky ceremony tonight and here for the Jimmy Fund. One out runner at second as Saltalamacchia takes the 2-0 for ball 3, 3-0. On deck, Daniel Nava back and active for the Red Sox. Comes back as a DH. As the Red Sox lose Carl Crawford. He'll be headed for surgery on Thursday. As down to first base goes Saltalamacchia on a 4-pitch walk. Arbella Insurance Foundation is a proud partner of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. This season, they're making an extra effort to drive out cancer by donating $100 for every extra base hit by Red Sox batters, up to $50,000. Don't miss our coverage of Day 2 of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation tomorrow. Arbella Insurance, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Red Sox had only 3 walks in the entire Yankees series and none on Sunday night. A walk here for Saltalamacchia, 2 on, 1 away. And the pitch for a strike over the outside corner. Jerry, it seems to make sense that Carl Crawford, who played very well in limited time this year, will get the surgery done now and be ready for 2013.
Well, I think so, considering the fact that the injury got worse. You know, had it stayed the same, I would say play it out until the Red Sox are out. But the fact is, it did not get any better. As a matter of fact, it got worse, so it makes all the sense in the world right now to get that thing done. So he will be better. Be back for next season.
But you got to like the way he played when he played.
He played very well. He really did.
It was the Carl Crawford that we expected, the Carl Crawford that we saw in Tampa Bay.
Yep, you're exactly right.
And we can look forward to that hopefully in the beginning of 2013. Tommy John surgery is a little bit different for position players. Generally 6 to 9 months. You're open for more the 6-month part. So the 0-2 will bounce in, and it's 1-2.
That became a hot topic, as many topics became hot on the last road trip.
None hotter than the removal of Red Sox pitching coach Bob McClure, which happened yesterday. And Randy Neiman, who is the assistant pitching coach, now serves as the pitching coach for the Red Sox starting tonight. This is a pop-up as he gets jammed. Foul off third. Callaspo moves over and makes the catch. Jerry, it is a tough situation now for Red Sox pitching. In the last 3 seasons, Randy Neiman becomes the 4th pitching coach. That's a lot of different voices.
Yeah, but you know, I didn't like the way it was previous to this, because it just didn't make any sense to me to have 2 different voices to listen to, and that's very confusing, I think, for pitchers. I really do. It's like having 4 or 5 different hitting coaches. Which one do you go to? Who do you have confidence in? You know, and it just seemed to me that the relationship between Bobby and Bob McClure was not great. And the fact is, now he's got Neiman in there, a guy that he wanted on this staff, and they have one voice to answer to. So, you know, to me, you hate to see anybody lose their job, but it really didn't come as a major surprise to me.
The timing did to me a little bit.
Yeah.
The timing was the only thing that kind of surprised me. I saw Randy Neiman being the pitching coach perhaps next season, but with this many games left, you're at 123 now. I thought when Bob McClure reached a certain point that maybe he would remain the rest of the year at least. So I guess I was a little surprised by the timing. I agree with you, though. The whole premise of an assistant pitching coach and having 2 voices was very odd, especially the way it was working.
And it does seem to back Bobby Valentine, doesn't it?
Yes. Popped up into short right. Howie Kendrick will take care of it. Former members of the Fifth Dimension will be alongside when we come back to Fenway Park. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS. We head along to the 3rd inning. Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis along with us. You're listening to the Fifth Dimension. They can't hear it, but we can hear it. They were listening to you right now as we come in.
Right?
Yes, it sounds very nice coming back.
Thank you. Great.
It's scoreless as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. You guys did a great job during the ceremony down there on the field.
Well,
thank you. We appreciate that.
It's our first time at Fenway, and it's just an awesome experience.
What a beautiful. I can see why they talk about it so much. It's gorgeous.
It's very special.
It's gorgeous. And to be with the oldest park in the
country.
United States, it's an honor to be here, really. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. We understand that you guys are here as part of the Jimmy Fund as well today. And
yes.
You had your own battle of your own, from what we
exactly right. I did with prostate cancer. And right now it's been 13 years that I've been clean, and so I thank God for that.
And you can imagine we are very thankful.
Yes.
Yes.
It's on the ground to second base as Pedroia throws the first for the out. I understand both your parents were physicians.
That's right.
That's true. So
that's right. And I lost a couple of uncles to prostate cancer. And when my husband was diagnosed, I said, oh, no. We're not going to sit back and do nothing like my uncles did. We're going to take a hold of this and learn everything we can and do the right thing. And I was so glad that Billy was ready to go, and he wasn't. He was scared, you know, as everyone is when they hear that diagnosis.
Every man is scared when they find out they got the big C, you know.
Yeah,
but,
as every person.
Exactly right. But you know, I really love the program that the Jimmy Fund has here with bringing the kids over to introduce the players and be a part of the game. And I mean, my God, that just does wonders.
So grounded back up the middle for a base hit with 1 out.
I understand you visited the Jimmy Fund today.
Oh,
yes, we
it
did.
is amazing over there.
Yeah.
That is such. I mean, they think about the patients first and foremost. It was amazing to see all the things that they are. To me, they are the top of the line.
Yes.
People need to come and see what the Jimmy Fund is doing, what they're doing over at the Dana-Farber facility, and get ideas, because I feel like people will definitely get healed there.
I would love to see them duplicate that across the country, you know, especially with the kids, you know.
Well, you can imagine the progress they've made since you had prostate cancer compared to today.
Yes. It's gone a long ways.
The surgical techniques are totally different now.
Yeah.
Which is great. We always want them to keep improving.
Now throwing that one away is Aaron Cook, and grabbing another base is Mike Trout into scoring position with 1 out. Charged Trout with an error. What would you guys say to the fans out there listening tonight as part of the Jimmy Fund telethon tonight? What would you tell them to do? Those fans who are thinking about donating tonight.
I would tell them that their money is being used in just the best possible way. They can rest assured that those dollars are going to truly make a difference in the lives of people. I mean, we never know when we could be the one diagnosed, or someone we love, a member of our family, whatever. And you'll feel good to know that your dollars have made a difference in taking care of your loved ones or your neighbors, or just people out there who you may not even know, but who are in dire need of help.
Right. I would say to continue to support Jimmy Fund and just be there for them, because one never knows when it might be them.
Yes. And some amazing people working over there at the Jimmy Fund. I mean, we were so impressed.
Are you guys still touring? Is there anywhere you're going to be?
Well, let's see. We're going to be in. Oh, you know what? We're going to be on the East Coast in February. We'll be down in Rhode Island. No, not Rhode Island.
Delaware,
Maryland,
Pennsylvania,
and Pennsylvania. Right.
And what's that? Annapolis.
Yep, that's right.
Yes, right.
You still got all the moves, right? You still got all the moves.
I got.
I don't know about all the moves, but we can still hit the notes.
Yeah, right.
Well, Jerry has always thought that he was a solid gold dancer, so this is a very special time.
Oh, okay. Talk about some moves.
Yeah, we want to talk about some moves. We also want to talk about how you dance. I mean, what do you think about people who dance with their hands in the air? You think that's bad?
Don't say good things about that. Don't say good things.
We have this big discussion about how to dance, and I'm always about the hands in the air. Jerry's no hands in the air. What should you prefer?
A lot of times people who dance with their hands in the air, they don't want you to watch their feet.
Exactly.
That's it. I told you.
You to watch that.
Exactly. Because I don't have any feet. See, this is me dancing here. Isn't that good? I mean, what do you think? Solid gold?
Now, what is
no?
Well, I don't know about that.
That's solid, but I don't know if it's gold.
That's a shopping cart. I went back to the sprinkler from the shopping cart.
I watched that and I said, I think
I'm
so
vindicated.
you think you can dance.
I am vindicated. I'm vindicated.
All right. Well, we thank you very much for coming up and figuring this out for us.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. You did a great job on the field.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate you guys coming up, and special night here from Fenway Park. Season high in strikeouts now for Aaron Cook. He's able to get Torrey Hunter, who's been struggling. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Not out of the woods yet, though. You got Albert Pujols coming up here, the runner at second base, and 2 down. On the outside corner for strike 1. Single for Trout, took second on the miscue charge to Aaron Cook, Red Sox pitcher. This one shot foul down the third baseline. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox earn a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season.
Well, I guess all I have to say is enough said.
I guess so.
You're talking to professionals.
They pretty much lost that, didn't they? It's kind of sad. Well, we asked an authority and pretty much got the answer.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's game over. You feel pretty good about yourself right now, don't you?
Well, I knew I was right all along. I just needed professionals in here to prove it. That was a great line, too. People who do that do not want you to watch their feet.
That's correct.
That's a great line.
That's true. One, two to Albert Pujols. And a grounder back up the middle into center field. A base hit. Mike Trout is coming around. He will score. And the Angels strike first as they take a 1-0 advantage. A 2-out RBI single for Albert Pujols.
Looks like Pujols got a cut fastball that time from Cook. And with the man at second base, there's the cutter right there, as you can see. Takes it up the middle. And Pujols picks up his 86th RBI of the season. Angels grab the 1-0 lead.
And puts him one ahead of Adrian Gonzalez, fifth in the American League. As they talk it over at first base, two of the game's best hitters. Andres Morales batting here with 2 outs and Pujols at first base. Morales grounded back to the mound in the first inning. Check again and almost got away. Cook's already had one get away.
Yeah, the throws to first have been a little suspect tonight by Cook, but that time I think a little bit of a fake job that time by Adrian Gonzalez to make believe it did get away.
Red Sox playing from Morales to Pole. Center fielder Jacoby Ellsbury. Step or two towards right center. And deep at second base is Pedroia. Stride on the outfield grass. It's outside 2-0. On deck is Mark Trumbo. The Angels batting here in the third inning. In the air to left, but Sednick is over and under to make the catch that ends the inning. Angels get on the board first. They take a 1-0 lead to the end of 2.5. A commitment to everyone on our team. These are just a few of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out more at easternbank.com. Red Sox trail 1-0 as we head to the last half of the third inning at Fenway Park. And it's number 9 man Scott Podsednik leading it off against Ervin Santana. It's a chopper right side to Kendrick for the first out of the third inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. One out in the third inning, and Pedro Siriaco, top of the Red Sox order, grounded out to shortstop first time up. Rolled over foul, and it is 1-1. John Lester, the only victory in New York for the Red Sox. They dropped 2 out of 3. A little bit more along the lines of the John Lester that we are used to in the past, racking up the strikeouts.
Yeah, beautiful outing by Lester.
This is back and knocked down by Santana. Third baseman Callaspo will just pick it up, put it in his pocket as Siriaco reaches at first base.
Now that wasn't that difficult to play for Santana because it bounced so high right to him, but off his glove and I think off his body or his face. Right shoulder maybe. I mean, those are the kind, if they're going to go back to the mound, pitchers dream of. The ones that are nice and soft and right back at high. By that time, Santana could not hold it.
Enter to win VIP tickets and pit passes for you and 3 friends to watch the Sylvania 300 NASCAR event at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Visit NESN.com/Sylvania to read the official rules and enter to win by September the 9th. Santana backs off and looks Siriaco back to the bag. Siriaco got credit for a base hit. It's 2 hits for the Red Sox on the night. In there for strike 1.
As Siriaco at first base, 8 steals on the season. He has not been caught yet.
Next half inning, Ben Gruen will join us from Winchester, New Hampshire. Outside, a ball and a strike to Justin Pedroia. For Sionette on the backhand. Going away 2-1. Sionetta, the catcher for the Angels, born in Providence, resides in Providence during the offseason. Of course, participated in track and field at the University of Rhode Island. And a St. Ray's Academy.
From track and field to behind the plate in the major leagues.
And it was with the Colorado Rockies at one point before going to the Angels. 29-year-old.
Two-one count. Siriaco getting plenty of attention over at first base. Good count to run in.
chased foul out ahead. Jerry Roysters get out of the way down there at third base. Coming at him quickly. 2-2. Taking off Siriaco, and grounding one foul is Pedroia as it hangs at 2-2. Well, you can win 4 Green Monster tickets when you go to RedSox.com and enter the Where's Wally sweepstakes, courtesy of your New England Ford dealers. Ford is the official truck of the Red Sox. On the ground, left side, Ibar goes to second for one, on to first, and that's not going to be in time. And nice job there at second base by Siriaco as he takes out Howie Kendrick at second.
Yeah, I'm surprised Kendrick even tried to turn that over with Pedroia going down the line. The ball was not hit very hard, and Siriaco right on top of him. Watch Siriaco take the legs out from Howie Kendrick. Throw at first base, not even close to getting a double play. I'm just kind of a little bit surprised he tried to turn that over.
So 2 down here in the third inning. Runner at first base for Jacoby Ellsbury. Jacoby grounded out to first base in the first inning. For Santana, his 11th career start against the Red Sox, first start of this year. Winless in his 2 starts in 2011. He was 0-1 last year with a 4.09 ERA, and lifetime he's 2-3. Swing and a miss, evens account at 1-1.
There's the changeup from Santana right there. Had the Jacoby a little bit out in front of it.
Eighth major league season for Santana. 93 wins in the majors coming into tonight's action. Has 6 this year. And lost his first 6 starts this year, but 6-4 in his last 17. And 4-0 in his last 4 starts. Ellsbury pops it up foul back and out of play.
It's amazing. Here it is, August 21st, and it's the first time we've seen the Angels all season long.
Very strange, doesn't it?
Crazy.
How about going to Yankee Stadium not in the first 100 games of the year? I mean, how does that work out?
Yeah.
Now you go 3 times.
And finish the season there for 3 games.
Red Sox played the Yankees twice in short order in New York last couple of weeks. All kind of bunched up. Adrian Gonzalez waiting on deck. 2 outs. Runner at first here in the third inning. And a liner into right field for Ellsbury. Pedroia will touch second, head for third base. Torrey Hunter gets it back in. But the Red Sox have runners at first and third with 2 down.
Ellsbury cleans on a fastball inside by Santana for the line drive base hit. They wanted to go inside. They got the ball inside. But Ellsbury able to hit that line drive to right field. And with that, Pedroia to third base, so a little first and third action with 2 outs.
Two on, 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez, a battery flied out to left field in the second inning. And his second look at Ruben Santana tonight. strike one. And rising, and it's 1-1. And foul down the right field line, 1-2. Oh, look at the tote board tonight, $743,365 right now at the moment. And the Umbrella Insurance Foundation tote board. And again, the number 877-738-1234. Be on with you tonight after the game as well until midnight. Off to third, look to first, doesn't throw to either venue.
I wonder if South Dakota has dropped in yet on us.
Yeah, we got to find out about that. You were pretty outspoken about that in our.
Exactly. They were last year to contribute. I want to see them up front this year.
Trey Remy speaking directly to South Dakota. This one is grounded foul.
I had a teammate of mine, Dave Collins, who was born and brought up in Rapid City.
So we're calling Dave out?
Calling Dave out if he knows anybody at all. It's Rapid City or anywhere in South Dakota. Please call in a pledge.
I think Oregon was one of the last ones last year, and Oregon one of the first ones today. So I think things are a little bit different this year. But we'll have to check in on your South Dakota situation. First and third, 2 down, 1-2. Gonzalez strikes out. Big strikeout for Santana. Keeps it a 1-0 Angels lead at the end of 3 innings. Cook returns to the hill, and standing in to get it started, Mark Trumbo here in the top of the 4th inning for the Angels. This one fouled off. Great to have with us Ben Gruen, who joins us. Been a captain in the Army and a helicopter pilot. He signed up in August of 2004. Has been serving our country for 7 years. You were living with your family in Hawaii, and tell us a little bit what happened after that, story-wise.
Basically, a couple months after we moved, started having issues with my my run time in the mornings for physical training, and a couple weeks of it, I decided to see the doc. Saw the flight doc. He took an X-ray, couldn't figure out what was wrong, referred me to a pulmonologist, did a lot more like lung function tests, and eventually after about 2 months, they took some more scans and realized that, you know, a little bump they had seen turned out to be a lot bigger. Did a biopsy, found it was cancerous, and about 2 days later I was in Boston at the Dana-Farber. So one of my oncologists in Hawaii, an Army doctor, knew a doctor at Dana-Farber, and when he knew I was from the Boston area, he's like, we're going to get you Dana-Farber. That's where you need to be.
Well, it's amazing how it comes full circle and brings you back home
That's
again.
Right, yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about your experience at Dana-Farber, what that was like for you at such a young age to be there battling cancer.
It's been really great. Basically, I got there. I was on a liquid diet. I couldn't eat anything. It's hard to swallow. And within 12 hours of being in the hospital, they had me on the chemotherapy and the steroids, and I was able to eat a meal that night, which is fantastic. And pretty much since then, I've had some ups and downs, but mostly ups, and I feel 100% now. And it's all because of the doctors and nurses at Dana-Farber.
When did your treatment start?
It started January 4 of 2011, and it finishes next September.
What are you able to do in the meantime as far as exercise and everything else?
I'm 100%. I can do as much exercise as I want, and I work at UNH in the Army RTC department up there. So I'm not doing exactly what my job is in the Army, which is flying, but I'm still being productive for the Army. And that's.
Would you like to get back and do that again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm done with treatment here next September, I'm heading off to Fort Rucker, and that's where I'll be.
Well, today a very special day for everybody. What would you say to the fans out there thinking about donating tonight?
If you can, spare $5, $10, $1,000, whatever you can spare. It's going to help the research and patient care at Dana-Farber. Their staff is fantastic. The support staff, the nurses, the doctors, but also the people behind the scenes that you never see is all the researchers and doctors who are, with their little microscopes and doing all the tests, that if they didn't do those tests, there would be no cure for my cancer. And, I owe to them, obviously, for my cure. So, if you can afford it, or if you can just cut a little bit, send some money. Absolutely.
So far, $777,000, as we just saw on the tilt board. What advice would you give to other people who are battling cancer as you are right now?
Look it straight in the face. Get your support team, whether it's your family, your other patients, doctors, friends, whatever. Basically ask for help and just drive on. You can do it.
Seems like people forget about how it affects the family also. This one is grounded right side. It'll find its way into right field. Around from second base comes Kendrick. He'll score. Throw goes to second, and they have got Ibar kind of in a rundown here, keeping an eye at third base as they do finally get Ibar. They're keeping an eye over at Cayaspo, who had reached at third as the Angels take a 2-0 lead.
A ground ball that gets by Gonzalez and Pedroia. You can see the ground ball through the infield, just kind of squeezing both of them. And, of course, the run will come in to score around first base, a little bit anxious. And the Red Sox able to get the run down. It took a little bit longer to get him out than they expected, but finally did retire. And now it's a 2-0 Angel lead on a seeing eye ground ball through the right side of the infield. You talked about the diagnosis, and it's tough on everybody. But when you got to Dana-Farber, did you find some kind of a comfort level right away with the people you surrounded with?
Oh, absolutely. Just the fact that my doctor, that I still have now, Dr. David Steensma, he very first day introduced himself, and he was pretty much back every morning checking up on me, doing like little basic tests, taking the time to answer my questions, answer the questions of my parents, my wife, the friends who were there, and they're just fantastic. I mean, the nurses were just great. I was on a weird schedule, so I got my chemo around midnight, and so I was up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
One hopper off the glove is short of Aviles, and this will score another run as Cayaspo comes in from third base. Iannetta is at first base. It's an RBI single, and it's a 3-0 Angels lead. I've started to ask you about how the impact of the family it is. It really is very hard on the family surrounding you, I would imagine, as well.
Yeah, my wife actually had to stay back for about 2 or 3 weeks while I took our 2 kids at the time back here to Boston. She had to stay and pack the vehicles and all the household goods for the Army to move it back here. And so she was there about 5 months pregnant, and she stayed there by herself a couple weeks doing all that. That was pretty tough. And just the kids, they stayed with my parents. They couldn't obviously stay in the hospital. It was definitely tough. Not as tough for me as probably for them and my extended family who had to kind of watch me going through this. Definitely tough, but it wasn't as tough as I was expecting. So I was really thankful for that. It could have been a lot worse, I think.
Ben, we appreciate you coming up and telling us your story tonight. It means so much to us, and it means to lots of people out there, and hoping they will donate tonight and send their gift to the Jimmy Fund as well. Good luck at UNH. We hope you get back into a plane real soon.
All
right, thank you. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys.
Soon you'll be flying
again.
again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
Again, the number on your screen, 877-738-1234. 2 runs in here for the Angels in the top of the 4th inning. Action for the first time tonight for the Red Sox as Clayton Mortensen warming up.
El Saltalamacchia with a nice block on the last pitch, sliding over, not trying to catch it, trying to block it. Leaves the runner Iannetta at first base.
That'll just miss to Mike Trout. 1 for 2 in the game. He struck out in the first, singled in the 3rd. Now batting here in the 4th inning. Angels getting a run in the 3rd, 2 so far here in the 4th. On the ground and quickly through into left field. Base hit for Trout is up to second base goes Iannetta. And that is now 5 hits in the inning for the Angels.
Yeah, those ground balls now are starting to find holes. The second hit of the night for Trout. 2 for 3 as he finds that hole between third and shortstop. Sinker inside and pulling it by Aviles.
Well, tonight, following our Red Sox coverage, joined Jamison Coyle for Ness and Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. You'll hear from Bruins principal owner Charlie Jacobs on Tim Thomas. The Globe's Jaleese Manzi Young will break down last night's Patriots preseason game, plus continuing coverage from the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. All this and much more on Ness and Daily tonight after our Red Sox coverage only on Nesson. Randy Neiman in his first official visit to the mound as the pitching coach for the Red Sox, taking over after the dismissal yesterday of Bob McClure from the staff. The pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. 3 2/3 for Aaron Cook. 9 hits. 3 runs so far. A walk on 4 Ks. Mentioned 5 hits in the inning. They're all singles here in the 4th inning. There's Torrey Hunter. Hunter 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short and struck out looking. In the air down the right field line towards the pole, and it is a foul ball. All the way down the line, stayed relatively close to that pole, and then just hooking right. Torrey Hunter, who has 12 home runs on the year, making a bid down the right field line here at Fenway. It's always enjoyed Fenway Park, coming in with the Minnesota Twins first. Now the Angels, a .332 career hitter here at Fenway. On the ground to third base, picked by Siriaco, and he'll win the foot race to the bag. That ends the inning. But the Angels able to tack on 2 more, and they take a 3-0 lead after 3.5. Every weekday morning beginning at 6, tune in to Dennis and Callahan on Nesson and on your radio 93.7 FM WEEI. Tomorrow, John and Jerry kick off the second and final day of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. The special guests and very special people visiting the studio here at Fenway. It all starts at 6 tomorrow morning right here on Nesson and on your radio at 93.7 FM WEEI. Total board right now, $777,491. And thank all of you in Red Sox Nation who have already contributed, and we hope that those who have not will tonight and tomorrow. With some very special people join us here in the booth. We will hear from more tonight. As we move along here to the bottom of the fourth inning, Red Sox have work to do as they trail Irvin Santana and the Angels now 3-0. Cody Ross, Jared Saltalamacchia, Daniel Nava participated in the inning as pitch will miss, even the count of 1-1. Next half inning, in case you missed it, we will take a look back at the pregame ceremony here at Fenway Park and the pesky tribute. We also have some of your tweets about the tribute. 1-2 will bounce in, and it evens at 2-2. First Red Sox home game since the passing of Mr. Red Sox Johnny Pesky. This one misses to Cody Ross. Number 6 in the grass here at Fenway Park in short left field, and the Angels paying tribute as well. This is a little pop-up outside of first. Albert Pujols makes the catch. Cody Ross is retired. Dunkin' Donuts is proud to give back at every Red Sox home game. Dunkin' Donuts hosts a nonprofit children's organization. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome members of the Drake Catholic Youth Ministry Program. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. One out in the fourth inning. Jared Saltalamacchia walk in the second inning. Line and caught at second base. Howie Kendrick timing the leak perfectly, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
That sounded a little bit like it was toward the end of the bat of Saltalamacchia, and Kendrick times it perfect at second base to take a base hit away from Saltalamacchia. Showing some ups.
It's time to check out the Ace Ticket scoreboard tonight. The Tigers have a 3-0 lead as Max Scherzer and Ricky Romero match horns there in Detroit. They're in the fifth as Kansas City and Tampa Bay. Hoshaver and Price, both the first round draft choices, going head to head in that game without a score. Two outs here with the Angels on top of the Red Sox, 3-0 from Fenway Park in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nava, who is banged up, both wrists were bothering Nava when he was placed on the DL initially, returns to the Red Sox in good health. Activated tonight, as was Vicente Padilla, back in the bullpen for the Red Sox with Danny Valencia sent back to the Pawtucket Red Sox. All kinds of things going on, Jerry.
Very busy day.
Yeah.
Very busy day yesterday and today at the ballpark. Even though yesterday there was no game.
Sometimes those can be the busiest days. 1-2 is outside, 2-2. There's Padilla behind the pole, as he was available tonight for Bobby Valentine and Randy Neiman. Two-two to Nava. And a swing and a miss. Nava down on strikes. We come back. We'll take a look back at the tribute tonight to the late Johnny Pesky. Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, listening, guiding, and being there for kids in need. That's what Eastern Bank and Adrian and Betsy Gonzalez are made of, which is why we've teamed up to support youth mentoring programs throughout Massachusetts. Find out more. Go to easternbank.com/Adrian. Well, it's 3-0. The Angels on top of the Red Sox. Top half of the fifth inning back at Fenway Park. Albert Pujols leading it off here for the Angels. It's 2 for 2. A double and a single in tonight's game. Pujols, Morales, and Trumbo expected here in the fifth inning. Pitch 71 from Aaron Cook coming up. Two-hopper to short. Aviles has got it. Low throw, but dug out by Gonzalez. I was promised to look back at the ceremony before the game tonight. Both teams on their respective baselines here at Fenway Park. And a moment of silence for Johnny Pesky. His son David was here, accompanied by Jerry, to the mound to throw out the first pitch to David Ortiz. And a special moment as part of the tribute to Johnny Pesky tonight.
The love that comes from the heart of Red Sox Nation.
One out of the inning for Morales. Morales grounded back to the mound in the first inning. Flied out to left in the third. Up the middle as Pedroia can't get it. He dives, but it's into center. Quickly into center. Morales has got his first hit of the night. Well, on the tribute here tonight, some tweets tripped on the Red Sox game, and I thought it was classy that the Angels were wearing patches honoring Pesky as they do tonight. Well, a copy of the Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis song was here at Fenway Park right after the anthem. They did a Fell in Love with Baseball song here at Fenway. And everybody wearing number 6. One of Johnny Pesky. Angels have 10 hits in the game. 9 of them are singles. Trumbo standing in. He's got a single back in the second inning. He was 1 for 2. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Clayton Mortensen was up last inning. He is up again. Our number is growing, $818,139. Again, the number 877-738-1234. WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. 1-1 pitch. It's inside, 2-1. Foul down by the shoe tops. See that a lot when Aaron Cook is pitching. The sinker ball pitchers. Randy Neiman gets on the phone to check on the availability of Mortensen, whether he's ready or not. Ten hits given up by Aaron Cook tonight is a season high. And again, 9 of them are singles. It's time now for tonight's AT&T trivia question. Question of tonight is, who was the last Red Sox to play for at least 160 games in a season? We'll be answering for you a little bit later. Two to Mark Trumbo. That is outside, full count. What is the most games you think you played in a full season?
That's hard to tell, John. I'm going to guess somewhere around 154, but I could be way off. Not way off, but I could be off. That could be high.
You're off.
I'm way off.
Actually higher than that, 155.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1982 with the Red Sox. Runner goes, and a grounder foul. Quickly over by the Angels dugout. 154 were the Angels in 1977.
I didn't realize I was in there that much.
Yeah, you were. You're an everyday guy.
It's like being in the booth, right? In there every day.
That's right.
Get a few days off on national games, but that's about it.
Yeah, we're about, 149, 150 a year.
Yeah.
Of the 162. Fox and ESPN with the other games that we do not do. Runner goes on the 3-2 again, and here's a high fly ball to deep left field. This is not on the ground. It is gone. To the back of the monster seats for Mark Trumbo, his 30th home run of the year. It's a 2-run shot and gives the Angels a 5-0 lead.
Well, we talked about this offense for the Angels, and there's a pitch at 91 miles an hour. Stays up in the zone, and Trumbo up over everything in left field.
7th player in the American League with 30 or more home runs. And much like Albert Pujols, Mark Trumbo putting on a show during batting practice as well as Siriaco crossed the diamond in time. 2 down. Well, we have seen this Trout-Trumbo combination with Pujols in the middle, and it's been impressive from afar. We're getting to see it in person here tonight. The Angels have a 5-0 lead, and it's a little bit of relief for them as they have dropped their last 4 games. Tampa Bay went into Angels Stadium and took care of business in the 4-game series, not the way they wanted to end the homestand or even the homestand in its entirety. They were 3 for 7 as Mike Scioscia under a little bit of fire for the first time really in his career with the Angels. There's a contract that will keep him there through something like 2018, but starting to hear it from some fans. Is on the ground to second base. Pedroia throws to first, and Callaspo. And the Angels add 2 runs in the 5th. It's 5-0 Los Angeles. Count from wherever you are. Just one more way Eastern Bank is making banking easier. Learn more at easternbank.com. Home half of the 5th inning. It's 5-0. Angels on top of the Red Sox, out hitting the Red Sox 11-3. All the runs coming in the last 3 innings, and looks like the end of the night for Aaron Cook, who is headed to the Red Sox clubhouse. 90-mile-an-hour fastball zipped up and in to Mike Aviles, leading things off here in the 5th. In the air, foul down the left field line, out of play.
Now this is back-to-back good outings for Santana. As you mentioned, that last one very good. And they're keeping the Red Sox to this point off the board.
Now 1 run in 7 innings against Cleveland last time out. A 1-2 pitch. He's low and away in that series against Tampa Bay. They had only one starter get through 5 innings. They were swept in the series by the Rays. So Santana, he works in the 5th with a 5-0 lead. And a foul ball. In the air to shallow center. The shortstop Ibar is out there. And he'll make the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. It's time now for the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. Was the last Red Sox player to at least have 160 games in a season? And the answer is Mo Vaughn. Played 161 games for the Sox in 1996. Was one of the 2 seasons he played 161 games. Also played 161 games with the Angels in 2000. Last season, the Red Sox had 2 players who played in 159 games. Both Adrian Gonzalez and Dustin Pedroia reached that mark. Gonzalez is the team leader this year, appearing in 120 of the first 122 games coming into tonight. Of course, he's in there tonight. The last Red Sox player in all 162 games was Bill Buckner, who did so in 1985, but it has been a while.
And Bill Buckner played in all those games in an awful lot of pain.
Lined and into right field, a base hit. Scott Podsednik with a one-out single breaks up a string of 5 in a row retired by Irvin Santana.
Well, Podsednik gets the slider that time from Santana. Is able to pull it hard by Albert Pujols at first base to pick up the base hit.
Pedro Siriaco 1 for 2 in the game. Got a base hit his last time up on a comebacker to Irvin Santana. He knocked down but couldn't make it a play on it. In there for strike 1. Tries the bunt bit and fouls it back.
Siriaco seems to try that maybe once a game. Drop a bunt somewhere down that third base line. Try to get on base. Right now, Red Sox need base runners any way they can get him.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out. A slider from Santana. It's the second out of the inning. Third strikeout for Santana.
And that's what they've been doing more and more of to Siriaco. Once they get ahead, throw him breaking balls that are not necessarily strikes. He has only walked 2 times all season long in his time with the Red Sox. He will chase bad pitches.
2 down in the inning for Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia fouling this off to the right, and it's 0-2. Next half inning, you'll have another Jimmy Fun patient joining us, Mark Kutzer. Will join Jerry and I in the booth next inning. On the ground towards short, Ibar on the move will go to first base, and he gets it there in time for the out that ends the inning. We are through 5 from Fenway. The Angels have a 5-0 lead.
Grammy Award-winning rock band Stone Temple Pilots with lead singer Scott Weiland perform live at Foxwoods Resort Casino's MGM Grand Theater, Saturday, August 25th. For tickets, visit foxwoods.com or call 1-800-200-2882. Foxwoods is the official resort casino of the Boston Red Sox.
It's 5-0. The Angels have the lead over the Red Sox as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. After 5 innings from Aaron Cook, this call to the bullpen brought to you by New England Ford Dealers. Clayton Mortensen comes into the game for the Red Sox, first out of the pen tonight. Mortensen in his 5th stint with the Red Sox, 16th appearance overall, 1-1 with a 1.84 earned run average. 29 and a third innings, 21 strikeouts. Opponents only hitting at 188 against Mortensen. As we play along to the 6th inning, leading it off is Eric Ibar. First pitch of the inning is a ball. Mark Hutzer joins us here in the booth, as we mentioned, coming into the inning. And Mark, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Don. Thank you. Jerry.
Tell us a little bit about what has gone on with you since 2001.
In 2001, I was diagnosed with myelodysplastic syndrome, which is a cancer of the blood. And the decision at the time from Dr. Seifert Dana-Farber was I would need a bone marrow transplant, but he said, have patience and wait, and he would decide when the right time was. When I was first diagnosed, I have one sibling, my sister Roberta, who they said, well, bring her in. The odds are she's probably not a match, but as luck turns out, she was a match. So I had my donor sort of on call, waiting, and then in the early spring of 07, Dr. Seifert Dana-Farber said, okay, now's the time. In the meantime, I've been going back and forth, probably about a good 70 or 80 visits, and they'd be checking blood and the whole bit. And when he made his decision, I said, okay, fine. He was scheduling me to go in, I think it was Memorial Day, the day after Memorial Day in 07. A week before that, my sister, who was already determined to be a match, was just brought in for a regular routine checkup to make sure she was okay, and they discovered she had lung cancer. And needless to say, that sort of, threw a clinker and everything. And one of the toughest conversations I had was with my sister on her way home from the doctor who just told her she had lung cancer. And her crying, not that she was told that, but she was told she couldn't be a donor for me. We dealt with that. My doctor put me on the national list for donors. Make a long story short, which I'm usually not good at, they were able to go in with my sister after about a month of watching it, and they removed it. It was cancer. It was isolated. They felt very comfortable that they got all of it. And my doctor said in September of 07, you know what? Your sister's back in play. We're going to go with her. They did. I am fine. She is fine. My transplant was November 20th of 07. It'll be 5 years, and she'll be 5 years this August also, as far as being clean and cancer-free. And as I said to Dr. Seufer, I was on with him in the big show today. At the time, he didn't realize what he did. It was a twofer. Not only did he save my life, he saved my sister's life.
Incredible.
By waiting, her cancer, if he had given me the transplant early on, I probably would have been fine, but her cancer had not developed yet, and Lord knows what would have happened. So it was just an unbelievable event, and I have nothing but great things to say about Dana-Farber and everybody associated with them and the Brigham and Women's, and it's just, it's just an incredible story. And I step back and think, gee, it is an interesting story, even though I know I lived it. But that's it. That's my story.
That's the second time today I've heard. I heard it this afternoon, and
was it the same?
It was exactly the same. It's an incredible story.
Okay, yeah, it is, and I just like to give a shout out to my wife Gail, who's sitting up there, who is part of my team, and without her, do you see that? Okay, I really don't know. And obviously my sister, and anybody who is touched with this, and sadly, as you guys know, a lot of people are touched with cancer, either knowing somebody or family or friends. It's just heartening to have people that just step up, and when I was working at the time, and just people that would come by and just say, how you doing? I'll be honest, before I ran into this and I didn't quite know how to speak to someone about it, I must admit, I felt really good that somebody would take the time to say that, just ask how I was doing. So,
Mark, we thank you for taking the time for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Thank
you very much.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
5-0. Angels have the lead. home into the envy of your entire block. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. Bottom of the 6th inning back at Fenway Park. Irvin Santana back on the hill with a 5-0 lead. 76 pitches deep into his outing. Jacoby Ellsbury 1 for 2 tonight in his new spot in the order. At least for tonight, he bats third. Grounded out to first base in the first inning. Single to right in the third. 1 for 2. Fly ball to short right field. Out goes Kendrick. In comes Hunter, and Hunter makes the catch. It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway, it's 5-0. Angels on top of the Red Sox. 1 out in the 6th inning. And Adrian Gonzalez steps in for the 3rd time tonight. Flied out to left and struck out swinging 0 for 2. Showing bunt this time with a shift on and takes the strike. Marilyn McCoo, and this is back up the middle to his left is Callaspo, and the shift on. He throws to first base in time for the out. Billy Davis also joining us with Marilyn McCoo next half inning. We'll have an assessment, revisit the visit that they had with us a few innings ago. Nice play by Callaspo.
Yeah, very nice play by Callaspo. That ball was about by him. He was the only guy left on the left side of the infield, and he's able to make that play on Gonzalez.
So 2 down in the 6th inning, 4 in a row. Retired by Santana, and here's Cody Ross. Doubled in the 2nd inning, fouled out to first base, and Albert Pujols in the 4th inning. Well, Ace Ticket scoreboard, 5 runs now for the Tigers, who have a 5-1 lead. Knocks Ricky Romero out of the game. Still scoreless. 3 combined hits for the 2 teams tonight as Kansas City and Toronto. It's Hoshaver and Price in that action. Jared Saltalamacchia waits on deck with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. That's a strike, 3-1. Well, the Boston Globe wrote the book on Fenway. Get the new book from the Boston Globe and Running Press, Fenway Park, and relive 100 years of baseball history. It's available wherever books are sold. 3-1 is strike 2. On the ground for a ball and in the dirt. So down to first goes Ross. It's the 2nd walk of the night given up by Santana. It's time now for tonight's twisted but true fact of the game. The 2012 Miami Marlins season started with a high expectation. They had a new name, a new stadium, and a new manager. In fact, they were selected by Showtime to be featured in the 2nd season of the show franchise, which I love, by the way. Now 20.5 games out of first and 11.5 games out of the wild card. The Marlins have struggled so much that Showtime has pulled the plug a week earlier than expected on the show. Fans of reality sports show based in Miami will survive. They still have HBO who's looking and following this year with the Dolphins in this year's installment of Hard Knocks. You got that. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is a refreshing hard iced tea. It tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
That's tough when they pull the plug on a show like that.
Yeah, that means your season's pretty much over, too. It's quite a statement when they do that.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, I absolutely love the show. I loved the show last year, too. They did the San Francisco Giants last year, and Cody Ross was a big star. The first franchise ever Showtime had. And Cody did a great job just being Cody last year on the franchise. So this year, Miami just didn't work out. And they got a lot of pieces that they have gotten rid of since. Not quite the fire sale we've seen in the past from the Marlins, but they are 56 and 67. Of course, trading away Hanley Ramirez to the Dodgers at the trade deadline. A big move for them. A guy that was the face of their franchise for a long time. Runner goes and a 1-2. It's hit high and deep to right. Hunter back in the corner, and he can't make the catch. It's gone. 2-run home run for Jared Saltalamacchia, his 21st of the year. The Red Sox are on the board. First home run for Saltalamacchia since July 27th. It's a 2-run shot.
Well, the Red Sox finally break through. They break through with a long ball by Saltalamacchia. Saltalamacchia got robbed of a base hit last time up, but this time gets a high fastball. Now, a lot of times teams have tried to go up high against Saltalamacchia to get him out. This time he makes the contact and puts it about 3 rows deep out in right field.
Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson during the 2012 season. Hess Express will donate $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston for every Red Sox home run. Hess Express committed to helping the cause. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Base is cleared thanks to the home run, and it's Daniel Nava who takes strike 1. Nava in his return tonight, 0 for 2. Fouled out to third base and struck out swinging. Pitching line brought to you by Alexis. 5 2/3 for Santana. 5 hits, 2 runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. In the dirt, and it's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Santana battles back to strike out Nava for the 2nd time tonight. But Jared Saltalamacchia with a 2-run home run, his 21st of the year, gets the Red Sox on the board. It's 5-2. 5-2, the Angels have the lead over the Red Sox. Red Sox get 2 runs back in the top half of the 7th inning. More Clayton Mortensen, and why not? He came in the 6th inning and had a 1-2-3 inning. So back out again. The 1 pitch to Torrey Hunter. 0 for 3 in the game for the Angels. He was grounded out, struck out, and grounded into a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss. 1-2. On the ground to shortstop. Aviles in the backhand. Long throw, and he gets it there in plenty of time. Nice play by Mike Aviles. He was in short left by the time he got that throw off.
Yeah, all in one motion. Makes the catch on the ground ball, and then that long throw to first base to get Torrey Hunter. Good accurate throw, too. Gonzalez really didn't have to reach very much for this. Nice play by Aviles.
One out in the 7th inning. Albert Pujols to batter, and he takes strike 1. Albert with a double in the 1st inning, a single in the 3rd, grounded out to shortstop in the 5th. A 2 for 3 night with a run batted in. 86 RBIs on the year for Pujols. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
That's the Mortensen changeup right there to pick up the swing and miss from Pujols.
Told you that he struggled to begin the year. Boy, did he ever. First 35 games in a new uniform, 197 average, 1 home run. Last 85, he's got 27 homers and hit at .317. He was back to being Albert Pujols again. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away briefly from Saltalamacchia. He's got to fire down and does. Second strikeout for Mortensen.
Off-speed pitches for Mortensen. The changeup first of all for the swing and miss, and then back to the slider to pick up the strikeout.
Five in a row retired by Mortensen. 2 outs here in the 7th inning, and Kendrys Morales. In there for a strike, 1-1. Aaron Cook tonight went 5 innings, giving up 5 runs that the Angels have. Mortensen's come in, retired the first 5 Angels he's faced in the game. Morales to the swing and a miss, down 1-2.
Once again, Mortensen, the off-speed pitch. This time the slider down out of the strike zone. Gets the swing and miss by Morales.
Two and 2 the count. On our WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, the Arbella Insurance Foundation tote board, $877,230.
Now you're going to be on after the game tonight, right?
Correct. Joined by Jenny Dell. This one is grounded foul down by the tarp. Well, tomorrow night at 6, join us for Red Sox first pitch presented by Vermont. Get outside at VermontVacation.com. TC Eck and Peter and Jenny will preview Game 2 of the series. Pitching matchup is Clay Buchholz versus Jared Weaver, as well as to bring you continuing coverage of the 11th annual WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. And live coverage begins tomorrow night at 6, only on Nesson. Alice fouls it off, and it hangs at 2-2.
Jenny Dell not with us during the game tonight, putting in long hours prior to the ball game and again after the game with the telethon.
Here's what's on tonight. Next innings final, Red Sox final, Ness and Daily Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon till midnight tonight. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Morales strikes out. Pretty impressive for Clayton Mortensen. Retires all 6 batters he faces. 5-2 Angels. Let's check in with your Need to Know with Ness and Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Jamison Coyle.
Fourth birthday today.
So she's having a good time. 5-2 Angels have the lead over the Red Sox as head here into the last half of the 7th inning. Mike Aviles leading it off and taking the strike from Santana. Aviles has popped out to second, popped out to short. He is 0 for 2. Jordan Walden is up in the bullpen right now for the Angels. This one foul back below us. 2-2. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. The SAP function is brought to you by Kettle One. Got anything for a second SAP? Nothing. Huh?
No, you threw me for a loop.
2-2. Grounded to first base. Pujols will flip to Santana, and they just do get Aviles. Well, they barely got him, if they got him. One down.
Yeah, not much of an argument by the Red Sox on this, so apparently he was out at first base. See how deep Pujols is playing. Has to go to his right, and the underhand flip to Santana. Looks like he just got to the bag before Aviles. Right there.
Now Mike Scioscia out to get the baseball from Santana. It gives him 6 1/3 here tonight, working into the 7th inning. Angels have a 5-2 lead. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it. Visit fwweb.com. Ervin Santana goes 6 1/3 innings tonight for the Angels. He departs after giving it 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out 4. And chance for victory tonight. Hands it off to Jordan Walden. 33rd appearance, just activated on Sunday off the DL. He's 2-2 with a 3.72 earned run average. 38 strikeouts to 18 walks, and opponents hitting at .237 against him. And a strained right bicep. Missed 32 games while on the DL. First appearance on Sunday since July the 8th. His first pitch is in there for strike 1. Scott Podsednik with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning batting. He grounded out to second base in the 3rd, singled to right in the 5th. Well, former Toronto Blue Jay Scott Downs up in the pen. Walden had 32 saves last year for the Angels. He was closing games for them as this is fouled off to the left out of play. 32 saves to set an Angels rookie saves record. Surpassed Ken Tatum, who had 22 back in 1969.
And as you can see, throws very hard, 95 on the fastballs to Podsednik.
1-2 fouled off down the left field line. Down and in, 2-2. Action in the Red Sox pen, as we mentioned earlier, activated before the game. Vicente Padilla. Danny Valencia sent back to the Pawtucket Red Sox, and Padilla off the DL. Randy Neiman, the new pitching coach, and Bobby Valentine looking on as Podsednik sends this towards the gap in left center. One hopper to the wall. Trout plays it off the wall. It's a double for Scott Podsednik, who welcomes Jordan Walden into the game.
That second hit of the game, Podsednik had a single on a breaking ball back in the 5th inning of Santana. Now a high fastball, let a high up and away, and just going in that direction is Podsednik. Finds that gap in left center field, 1 hop off the wall, and with 1 out, the Red Sox have a man in scoring position.
Pedro Siriaco. Infield hit in the 3rd inning, 1 for 3 in the game. Ball 2, 2-0. And then out to talk to Walden. Well, after the game, stay with us for WB Mason's Red Sox Extra Innings Live with TC, Eck, and Peter. Get a breakdown of Aaron Cook's outing tonight and hear the starters' post-game comments. Plus all the reaction from the Sox clubhouse and get the manager's take on this series opener from the Fenway interview room. It's all coming up right after the game. Next half inning, we'll get you caught up on the Game 2 pitching matchup in the road ahead. Two-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. Takes a strike and pulls it back on a bunt bid, 2-2.
Again, sometimes these hard throwers, 96, 97 miles an hour, tough to bunt. And Siriaco thought that ball was not a strike. It was a strike, and that's a tough place to drop a bunt down on a pitch like that.
A's ticket scoreboard. Ian Kinsler has tied that game up with a solo shot. Yankees and White Sox tied in the 5th. It's a grounder up the middle. Kendrick on the backhand's got to hurry. And he just does get it there in time to retire Siriaco. But Sednick takes third, but now with 2 outs. Close play at first base, 2 down.
No time to waste for Kendrick right here with Siriaco's speed getting down the line. Has to go to the backhand, one little step, and then the throw to first base. Siriaco hustling down the line all the way, but thrown out by a half a step.
2 down in the inning for Pedroia, who takes a pitch inside for ball 1. That's a strike, 1-1. 96 on the fastball from Walden. David Ortiz getting better and taking swings in the cage more and more and getting closer and closer, it appears, to coming back. 1-1 is fouled off at the dish, 1-2. Jerry, have you seen him run yet? I guess is the question.
I have not. No, I have not seen him run. I don't know if he's been doing that or not. I have seen him take batting practice, and I don't know what happened. Went on over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We were not in New York.
This one will get away from Ionetta. From third base comes Podsednik. He'll score. And it's a 2-run game. Red Sox get their 3rd run of the night. One getting through Ionetta.
Now you take him any way you get him, and if he wants the wild pitch, that's good for the Red Sox. Try to snap off a breaking ball that gets through the 5-hole. And Podsednik with his speed at third base, really not a problem at all, will score. He was rounding his way in the dugout when that throw came back from the catcher.
Full count now to Pedroia. In the air to left. Trumbull going back. It's going to be off the scoreboard. Plays the carom quickly and gets it back in, holding Pedroia to a long single and drive to left off the scoreboard. Red Sox will bring the tying run to the plate here in the 7th.
El Pedroia. Fastball inside part of the plate. Everything was inside of Pedroia and not at bat. That ball hit so hard off the wall. Trumbo getting it back in quickly, holding Pedroia to the single. And that's going to be it for Walden.
Red Sox get a little closer. It's 5-3. Downs makes his way in. Back at Fenway, 5-3. The Angels have the lead over the Red Sox as Jordan Walden is done. And into the game now comes Scott Downs. Downs' 41st appearance of the year, 1-1 with 3.03 earned run average. 24 strikeouts in 35 2/3. Jacoby Ellsbury in his new spot in the order, batting third. With Pedroia at first base, 2 down in the inning. Ellsbury takes ball 1. Jordan Walden responsible for Pedroia, who's at first base. Faced 3 batters and gave up 2 hits. Foul back, 1-1. Action behind Downs as Kevin Jepson, the right-hander, starts to warm up. That's strike 1-2. For over 100 years, Gulf Oil and the Boston Red Sox have been proud to be a part of American history. Moving forward, Gulf is thrilled to serve as the official electricity supplier to Fenway Park as it celebrates its 100th birthday. From one legend to another, congratulations. One-two to Jacoby Ellsbury. Fly ball out to right center field. Trout on the run. Over comes Hunter, and Hunter makes the catch with Trout veering off at the last second. Red Sox get a run. We played 7, 5-3 Angels. Back at Fenway Park with a game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Albert Pujols in an Angels uniform in the third inning, able to get a base hit that scores Mike Trout and gets the Angels on the board for the first time tonight. They get a run in the third. They would add a few more in the fifth inning as Mark Trumbo hits his 30th home run of the year, 2-run shot. Angels had a 5-0 lead at one point. Back come the Red Sox. 2-run home run for Jared Saltalamacchia in the sixth inning for Saltalamacchia. His 21st home run of the year. Scores Cody Ross. Red Sox had a run in the seventh, and it is a 5-3 game. The Red Sox move on to their third pitcher of the night. Back with the Red Sox is Vicente Padilla. His 42nd game of the year. 4-1 with a 4.62 earned run average. Fresh off the DL tonight, and It's strike one into Mark Trumbo. We saw the home run by Trumbo. He also singled in the second inning. Wrapped around a strikeout in the fourth. On the corner, and it's 0-2. Craig Breslow now warming in the Red Sox pen, the left-hander. The deal last worked on August 5th at home against Minnesota. Didn't get anybody out, gave up 2 hits and 3 runs, ended up on the DL. That sails outside. Dia thought he had him struck out. Actually, he's pretty close to throwing, and it was called a strike earlier. We'll see where it ends up.
Yeah, Padilla staying away from Trumbo and just off the outside part of the plate.
On the ground, left side, Aviles in the backhand against the grain, off balance, good throw. He gets it there in time to get Trumbo. Aviles has played a very nice shortstop, continues to do so.
Yeah, it's been a couple of very, very nice plays going to his right tonight. This one going to his right and having to come in a little bit. And then momentum going toward third base. The cross-arm throw to first base, and little tail on that baseball, but able to get the out. Padilla likes it.
One down in the 8th. 9 in a row retired by Red Sox pitching. Clayton Mortensen did a great job in the 6th and 7th innings. Retired all 6 Angels that he faced and had 3 strikeouts in the 2 innings of relief for Clayton Mortensen. And the Red Sox chance to come back, which was what they've done. 2 runs in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. Howie Kendrick takes a pitch inside, and it's 2-0. In there for strike one, 2-1. Well, new number for us, $918,038. Like to seek it up over $1 million tonight, Jerry, before night's end.
Yeah, that would be a reasonable goal to this point.
On the corner, 2-2.
Some of the heavy hitters don't pop into late either, like, tomorrow
right.
Late.
Fouled off to the right. We'll do it again. 2-2. The Daisuke Matsuzaka pitching tonight. A rehab start for the Pawtucket Red Sox. 7+ innings, 1 hit, no runs. He walked 4. Those came in the last 2 innings. He struck out 7. And Daisuke Matsuzaka with a shutout performance tonight through 102 pitches for the Paw Sox. You wonder if his next start will be here for the Red Sox.
Now that by far his best outing that he's had in his rehab assignments.
Paw Sox winning that game 3-0 against the Rochester Red Wings. I had the chance to watch last night's game on NESN. 2-2 is on the ground left side. The backhand again. Aviles again with a nice play. Well, he's putting on a clinic from short here. 2 down in the 8th. If you were just joining us earlier in the pregame ceremony, Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. singing here the national anthem and singing as part of the tribute, and then joined us in the booth.
See, this is
me dancing here. Isn't that good? I mean, what do you think? Solid goal?
Now, what is,
Right.
No?
well,
that's
I don't know about that.
That's solid, but I don't know if it's gold.
That's the shopping cart. I went back to the sprinkler from the shopping cart.
I watched that and I said, I think
I'm
so you
vindicated.
think you can dance.
Yeah.
I am vindicated. I'm vindicated.
Marilyn McCoo was the host of Solid Dancers and Solid Goal. Sorry.
Solid goal.
Solid Goal Dancer, Solid Goal. So she has a pretty good idea about dancing.
Exactly.
And
you're not in the. You don't make the cut.
I'm out.
I went dancing this weekend. I had a wedding.
I heard that.
Yeah.
You were dancing. It was a Saturday night.
Saturday night. Yeah. Couldn't
Did you
walk
clear
until
the-
Sunday.
Clear the floor.
Actually, at one point it became pretty clear. Yeah. And nothing over my head.
Must have been something to see.
Unless the DJ said clap,
Right.
then you got to clap.
Then you have to clap. Pitch in there for strike 2, 1-2. I hope someday you can incorporate some of my dance moves into your repertoire. Just one. Not all of them. Just one. I don't know if you're comfortable with any of them.
I saw a number of them at the wedding.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Other guys. That's good.
Yeah.
Inside, the count is 2-2. And you didn't think that looks really cool. I'm going to try it. Never crossed your mind.
It didn't exactly spread the floor.
Looks like my buffoon partner. Two balls, 2 strikes to Callaspo. 2 outs here in the 8th. Strike 3 call. Nice return for Vicente Padilla. 7.5 done, 5-3. Angels have the lead. At Eastern Bank made free checking. It's got nothing to hide, which means no fees or any other types of curveballs. Check out what else we're made of at easternbank.com. Well, nice shot at Boston tonight as the Red Sox and Angels play on to the bottom of the 8th inning at Fenway Park. 5-3. Angels on top. Adrian Gonzalez leading it off here in the 8th. Gonzalez takes ball 1. Defensive change. Vernon Wells takes over in left field for Mark Trumbo. Downs finished the 7th, starts the 8th, and Gonzalez chops to first. Albert Pujols has got it. He will flip to Downs for the out. Time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Tomorrow, the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon continues. So does the series with the Angels. It'll be a battle of aces on the mound. Jeff Weaver and Clay Buchholz will take the hill for their respective clubs. Weaver is 15-3 on the season, but has dropped his last 2 starts. Buchholz 11-3, but in his last 6, he is 3-0 with an ERA of just 1.53. Our live coverage begins tomorrow at 6 with Red Sox first pitch. Well, Downs gets his man, retires Adrian Gonzalez and Jacoby Ellsbury in the 7th inning, so takes care of the 2 lefties. Angels make a change here with the Angels on top 5-3. Five to 3, the Angels on top of the Red Sox. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cody Ross batting. And Ross takes a pitch for strike 1, 98 miles an hour from the new pitcher, Kevin Jepson. Jepson, the 4th Angels pitcher of the game, 30th outing of the year. 2-2, the 3.96 earned run average. 23 Ks in 25 innings. 213 opponent batting average. And a ground ball to third base gathered by Callaspo. 2 outs in the inning.
The Amica Pitch Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you covered, it's how you treated. And Jared Saltalamacchia on a high fastball. A 2-run home run in the 6th inning to give the Red Sox their first 2 runs of the ball game.
Jared Saltalamacchia has been on twice, a walk and the home run. We just saw in the 6th inning, lined out second base in the 4th. Strike 1 to Saltalamacchia. Fredo Aceves up in the pen. Foul off to the left hand. It's 0-2. Tomorrow night, immediately following Red Sox first pitch, join us for Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Uno's with TC Eck and Peter at 6:30. We'll have continuing coverage of the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, plus a preview of the marquee pitching matchup between Buchholz and Weaver in Game 2 of the series. Live coverage begins at 6 right here on Nesson. 1-2 pitch is off the plate outside, 2-2. Outside for ball 3, full count to Saltalamacchia. 97 from Jepson. Ball 4, Saltalamacchia with a 2-out walk here in the 8th. Tying run will come to the plate. Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson. During the 2012 season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. 4th time this year that Saltalamacchia has walked more than once in a game. Second most on the team. He is at first base with 2 down for Daniel Nava. 0 for 3 in the game. Nava lines it into left field, going the other way. Saltalamacchia takes second, and all of a sudden the Red Sox have 2 on with 2 outs in the inning.
Well, 97-mile-an-hour fastball that Nava's a little bit late on, but he gets a good result. That line drive to left field for the base hit. Angels have some hard throwers in those right-handers coming out of the bullpen late in the ball game.
Ernesto Frieri, who has been closing games for the Angels up in the pen, the right-hander. With 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, out to talk to Kevin Jepson as they try to get through the 8th to Frieri for the 9th. Mike Aviles coming up 0 for 3 in the game tonight. Aviles hopped out to second base in the 2nd, popped out to short in the 5th, grounded out to first base in the 7th. In there for strike 1, which caught up on the Ace Ticket scoreboard. Eric Hosmer with an RBI puts Kansas City on top 1-0. Nate McLeod with a 2-run home run, a 4-run 5th inning for Baltimore, leads it 5-1. And Euclid hits a grand slam as part of a 6-2 lead for the White Sox over the Yankees. Pinch runner at first base is Nick Quinto. He runs for Daniel Nava. Down and away, 1-1. Fouled off to the right, out of play. In the dirt outside, Aviles able to hold up. Got
a nice play by Iannetta, the catcher, to slide over and keep that potential tying run from second base in this 2-run ball game.
Saltalamacchia at second. Punto pinch running at first. 2 down. Aviles grounds to second base. Kendrick will go to first, and that'll end the 8th inning. So Jepson does get out of the jam. We head for the 9th. It is 5-3 Los Angeles.
I hold you in my arms.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Infinity, and by Sullivan Tire. Well, 9th inning from Boston. It's 5-3. The Angels have the lead over the Red Sox. Angels coming to bat here in the top half of the 9th inning. And the Red Sox closer into the game, trying to keep this a 2-run deficit. Alfredo Aceves, 57th appearance of the year, 2-7. Bunt bid to start the inning by Ibar. Aceves fires on a hop to first, and another nice pick down there at first base. Adrian Gonzalez with a nice pick again.
Yeah, Aceves, first of all, barehanding that baseball and throwing it down in the dirt, but the Gonzalez there to save him at first base. Beautiful play at first base there by Gonzalez. He saved so many errors at first base for the Red Sox infielders.
Ibar is the all-time leader in bunt singles for the Angels, 77 for hits. And he tried one there, but he's out number 1 of the 9th inning. Here's Chris Iannetta. Look out. Breaking ball has him twisting out of the way. It broke late.
Ibar that time wanting to go right down the third base line with that bunt, but got it a little bit too close to the pitcher, and the Red Sox were able to make the play.
Popped up, foul ground. Saltalamacchia will go as far as he can and leans in, but has no play. Time now for news and notes, brought to you by Nissan. The Oakland A's have acquired Stephen Drew from Arizona for a minor leaguer. Drew is hitting just .193 in 40 games with the D-backs. Of course, the brother of J.D. Drew. The Giants took game 1 in their series with the Dodgers last night thanks to Madison Bumgarner's 8 shutout innings. He struck out 10 as the Giants moved back into first place. And the Mets, Johan Santana, underwent an MRI on his back earlier today. This is in the air to center field and deep. Ellsbury back onto the track to make the catch. 2 down in the 9th. Just to update the Johan Santana situation after that MRI, It's announced he'll miss his next start and very well could miss the remainder of the season.
He hasn't pitched well since he pitched that no-hitter.
Now, Nate has an ERA over 8 in his last 10 starts since his no-hitter. So 2 down in the 9th inning, and Mike Trout the batter. Couple of hits tonight, singles, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, a 2-for-4 night on the top spot of the Angels order. "13 in a row retired by Red Sox pitching." And a combined effort by Cook, Mortensen, Padilla, and Aceves. Ernesto Frieri getting ready for the 9th inning. Angels trying to snap a 4-game losing streak coming into tonight's action and have a 5-3 lead as they bat here with 2 outs in the 9th inning for Mike Scioscia. Outside, ball 4, and a 2-out walk for Mike Trout. Well, tonight, immediately following Red Sox Extra Innings Live, join us for Red Sox Final presented by Geico. TC Eck and Peter will have continuing coverage from day 1 of the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, plus highlights from around the American League, including Felix Hernandez's first start since his perfect game. It's all coming up after the game, only on NESN.
We talked all night about the great numbers of Trout. He has 39 steals on the season and has been caught 3 times. And with 2 outs, you would certainly expect him to try to go.
First base runner for the Angels against the Red Sox bullpen, who've been very good tonight. Trout takes off, they pitch out, and the throw down is going to be in time. So he's caught for the 4th time this year. The Red Sox sniffed it out. It's 5-3 Angels. today to see every Red Sox out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit RedSox.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Well, tonight on the WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, 927,000 and plus as they are changing the board as we speak. $170. 927,170. And as we roll on tonight, Ernesto Frieri, closer for the Angels. 14 out of 15 in save opportunities. 1-0 with a 1.93 earned run average. And it's down and in, ball 1 to Scott Podsednik. Podsednik with 2 hits out of the number 9 spot tonight for the Red Sox. 2 for 3. Single and a double. And there for strike, and it's 1-1. Kevin Jepson ends up going 2/3 of an inning in relief. Give up a hit and a walk, but no runs as he finishes off the 8th to get to Frieri. Popped up foul out of play, 1-2. Pedro Siriaco, then Dustin Pedroia. Anybody gets on, Jacoby Ellsbury will have a chance. Red Sox trailing by 2. To left center. On the run is Trout, back on the track to make the catch. Got a good jump and gets back there to make the grab in front of the scoreboard for the first out.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a gap right there for Podsednik, but Trout covers that ground very quickly and makes a fairly routine catch out of it once he gets to the warning track. Takes a peek, see how much room he's got before he collides a little bit with that scoreboard.
1 out in the 9th as Pedro Siriaco. 1 for 4 in the game. A single back in the 3rd inning. He's got one of the 8 Red Sox hits on the night. That is outside, ball 1. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, to stay with us for WB Mason Red Sox Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on Nesson. On the corner for strike 1. Strike 2. Same general area.
Again, another hard-throwing right-hander out of the bullpen for the Angels. This pitch at 96, right on the corner.
Siriaco back to the mound. This time Frieri's got it, and he throws to first. Not a good throw, but a nice play and some good footwork from Albert Pujols. 2 down in the inning.
Throwing strikes to home plate, but not to first base. There's Pujols. He knew when he let it go it was going to be kind of a wild throw. But Pujols saves him over at first base.
2 down in the 9th for Dustin Pedroia. Takes ball 1 outside. Pedroia singled his last time up, a 1 for 4 night. Two and 0. Kobe Ellsbury waiting on deck. 2 down in the 9th inning. And that's a strike. 2-1. Frieri operating at 95 miles an hour. Pitch outside, 3-1. Pedroia trying to find a way on to give the Red Sox a chance to bring the tying run to the plate. Frieri's 3-1 pitch. And that's a strike. Pedroia didn't think so. Grabs the corner, according to Ted Barrett.
Nothing down the middle here except one pitch in this at bat, and that ball just barely catching the outside corner to run the count 3-2.
Payoff pitch. Pedroia grounds down the third baseline. Callaspo's got it. Throw is good, and the game is over. The Angels' 4-game losing streak comes to an end as they take game 1 of the series, and the Red Sox drop the first game of the series tonight 5-3. And Jerry, tonight we got our first look at the Angels, and as it turns out, Aaron Cook has kind of a tough night tonight. By the end of the night, and you look at his overall line. Yeah,
he did. And the fact is the Angels got their losing streak taken care of tonight with good pitching. And the good pitching for them has been, hard to come by holding the Red Sox to 3 runs in this ball game. Has to make Mike Scioscia feel very good, much better than he has over the last couple of games. That's for sure, because the pitching has been a bit of a problem for him.
5-3 is the final. The Angels beat the Red Sox. We're back with more from Fenway right after this.